Okay, so this pond here that we had set on the Susquehanna River, this overflow pond, and it froze up. We had -5 degrees, but there's a spring here, and I come here to chisel out my trap. I pulled this beaver up. He was way underneath here on the drowner, but this is what I was talking about earlier with the springs. It's really nice because it kept it open, and it was just enough. It probably was caught. I had checked this for a couple days, but I wasn't able to really look at it, and it was too cold to chisel it open. I'm getting ready to pull all my stuff, but it probably was caught just before it really froze up, because this here was all thawed out like this. Now I'm kind of nervous to walk across there because, well, if you fall in there, that wouldn't be too cool. But the lodge is actually up there, and I got a couple other sets up here. But all this was a simple caster mound. And you can see I put some twigs there and everything, and just a little mud pie and some caster on one of those twigs. We got a nice flat tail here. I pulled this guy up. I pulled him up a little bit before, and I had to chisel my way through. But the tie plate that we had worked good. A good solid drowner, one-way swivel. There's the tie plate. And on the disposable up against the bank, and that worked real good. Now I got a couple other sets up here. They ain't gonna be so easy to get out. They aren't gonna be so easy to get out. But anyway, we got this done. I mean, we got one beaver out of here, and there's probably a few more. And got Junior up there helping me out with the trapping. And we're gonna haul this guy out of here and get him skinned. Try to get a few more traps out of here, but I'm probably gonna have to wait for it to thaw. So anyway, yeah, trapping on the Susquehanna River. It ain't easy, but sometimes it works. A nice beaver right there. Gonna get him taken care of and see what else is going on. Hold it down. There you go, right here. So you see me. There you go. A young guy on the camera. Look at that thing, Junior. Good job. Okay, so here's another example of, we had 0 degrees, but this still here is open. And the beaver probably are coming in and out of here. I got a caster mound set here, and I don't think there's anything in it, although I'm going to check here in a couple minutes. But right here's the house, and the beaver will make sure that they come in and out of the water a little bit. So again, you look for these natural springs. Oh boy, throwing something in the water there. Don't you scare the beavers. Natural springs. And this will keep the water open, and you can see I wouldn't want to walk across there because you can see there's a difference in the coloration, and you could actually fall in. I don't know how deep it is. I know the mud is real murky. It's kind of swampy. So anyway, caster mound right there, it's failed because of the ice, but that ice is getting ready to melt here soon. We're supposed to have some warm temperatures. That'll be good to go. So I'm gonna see what's in there and see what's going on. Alright, so here's the caster mound that I just dug out. Number 3 Duke in there with a good solid. It's a shame that this failed because this was one of the better sets here. And I know there's more beaver here, but I'm gonna pull in here and see what happens. Disposables locked in there pretty good. And looks like the drowner's down there on the bottom. So anyway, you get the picture. Just a nice little resting spot I made coming out of the water in the caster mound right there. That one didn't work. The other one did. Still got the beaver, and we'll be back to get these guys at a later date. So anyway, I'm going to getting on with this. It's getting dark. Okay, this is going to be about trapping a big river. We're on the Susquehanna River here, and as you can see, it's a pretty big river. I'm going to try to get down here without falling. Get around here so we can see. A lot of people ask me, why don't you trap that big river? There's all kinds of critters on there and stuff. We got everything: beaver, otter, mink, muskrat. Well, it is a dangerous river, and it's not easy to trap. That's the long and the short of it. The water is constantly going up and down. On a good night, the water fluctuates between a foot and 2 foot a night. I'm going to do a pan around. This is the dam there. Can't really see it very well. I filmed this earlier, but it didn't turn out. So the Susquehanna River, there's a bridge right there in the foreground. It's hard to see, but you can probably see it a little bit. But this river comes up and down about 1 foot to 2 foot, sometimes more. The water's actually flowing over the dam there, but meanwhile these rocks are exposed. So that means that the power plant down below is letting out more water than up here can give them. So if you get in off of the back sides and the sloughs and the areas back in there, then you can trap it. Trapping coons in here are great. There's little feeder streams that feed in here, and that works out fine. But to actually be on the river and trapping is very dangerous and not very easy. There are a few guys that trap, and we're only allowed 6 in the lower Susquehanna River area, Beaver, and they catch them every year, but it is not easy. And my guess is they're probably up in a little bit. Beaver muskrat swimming all the time, otter swimming all the time, but it's not easy to trap. So anyway, moral of the story is, if you are going to trap big rivers, look for the feeder streams, look for the back end spots where it's calm and you don't have to fight the water. That's really the bottom line. But public areas like this here, you're also fighting people. People are a liability and can be trouble. So just be careful where you're at, what you're doing with them. I just got done checking some beaver traps back in there and had a nice beaver. You'll see that on here, depending on where this goes on the video. And it's one of my favorite spots, one of my favorite places to be, but not to trap on. I only trap the back areas and the entry and exit points to the river.